In nuclei, next we will discuss the binding energy. We know that a nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Suppose mass of proton equal to mp and mass of neutron is mn, and nucleus is represented by Z, X, A, where Z represents the atomic number. It means number of protons in the nucleus are equal to Z, and A is the mass number, and we know that mass number A is the sum of number of protons and number of neutrons. This implies that number of neutrons n equal to A minus Z. Therefore, the mass of constituent particles, that is protons and neutrons of a nucleus, is equal to Z are the total number of protons and mass of a proton is mp. So total mass of the protons will be m into Z into mp, plus total number of the neutrons are A minus Z and mass of one neutron is mn. Therefore, A minus Z into mn, this will give the total mass of the neutrons in the nucleus. Therefore, total mass of the constituent particles, that means protons and neutrons, is Z into mp plus A minus Z into mn. Now, these constituent particles, that is protons and neutrons, are bounded in the nucleus, and the mass of bounded nucleus is suppose equal to m Z comma A. It is observed that the mass of a nucleus is always less than the mass of the constituent nucleons. This difference in the mass is called the mass defect and represented by the delta m. Delta m is the mass defect. And this mass defect is equal to the mass of constituent, that is free, if we consider them free, nucleons minus mass of bounded nucleus. So we can write delta m equal to mass of constituent particles is Z into mp plus A minus Z into mn. This is the total mass of the nucleons when they are in free state, minus mass of the bounded nucleus, which we have represented by m, having the atomic number Z and mass number A. This mass defect is in the form of energy and is responsible for the binding of nucleus. So from the Einstein's law of mass energy conversion, we can write that binding energy EB is equal to mass, which is the mass defect, into c square. Einstein's relation is E equal to mc square. This is the mass energy equivalence relation. This binding energy is the for total nucleus. If we consider the binding energy per nucleon, binding energy per nucleon, it is represented by EBN. It is the total binding energy divided by the total number of nucleons, and total number of nucleons are equal to the mass number. So it will be equal to delta M into c square by A. We measure the mass defect delta M in terms of the AMU, that is called the atomic mass unit, and one atomic mass unit is equivalent to, in terms of energy, 931.5 millions electron volt. So we can write that binding energy is equal to delta M into C square, and this delta M is if AMU unit, so it can be written as delta M multiplied by 931.5. So this will give this A delta M is in AMU, so energy we will get in the millions electron volt. Here we have to note that higher the binding energy, more stable the nuclei. Let we see a graph of the binding energy per nucleon with mass number. The graph shown is for the binding energy per nucleon, which is taken on the y-axis with respect to the mass number A on the x-axis. This binding energy per nucleon increases on an average as the mass number increases, and it reaches the maximum. This is the maximum binding energy, and this value corresponds to 8.7 millions electron volt. So for iron, binding energy per nucleon is maximum, and for iron the mass number is 56. For the more heavy nuclei, binding energy decreases. If we see the graph, it decreases as the mass number A increases. For the heaviest nuclei element, 238, it drops to about 7.6. If we see the value of the binding energy, here binding energy per nucleon is 7.6 million electron volt. Binding energy per nucleon determines the stability of the nucleus, and nuclei in the range of mass number 30 to 170, the nuclei are more stable and their binding energy per nucleon are almost constant. So this region refers the stable nuclei. Heavy nuclei like U238, they have binding energy per nucleon of about 7.6 million electron volt, and these are unstable. So they take a process that is called nuclear fission, in which it breaks into the lighter nuclei which has the mass number lesser. So lesser mass number will have the more binding energy per nucleon, and they will be more stable. Similarly, the lighter nuclei, for example, hydrogen or helium, they also have the lesser binding energy per nucleon, and this takes a process that is called nuclear fusion, in which two or more nuclei get fused together and their mass number increases, and therefore their binding energy per nucleon increases, so their nuclei becomes more stable. Therefore, we can say heavier nuclei take the process called nuclear fission, in which their mass number reduces and becomes stable, while the lighter nuclei get nuclear fusion, in which their mass number increases and nuclei become stable. Take an example: a nucleus with mass number A equal to 240 and binding energy per nucleon. Here binding energy divided by the mass number, that is the, it gives binding energy per nucleon, equal to 7.6 million electron volt. Breaks into two fragments, each of the mass number 120 and binding energy per nucleon equal to 8.5 million electron volt. Calculate the release energy. In nuclear fission, a heavy nuclei divide or break into the lighter nuclei. The heavy nuclei is unstable. It has lesser binding energy per nucleon, and after the fission, it converts or break into the two lighter nuclei which have higher binding energy per nucleon. So we can say that energy released will be equal to binding energy of the product minus binding energy of the reactants. If we see the products are the two fragments each of mass number 120 and 120, while the reactant is a nuclei of mass number 240. So we can write the energy release equal to the binding energy of the product, that is 120 are the number of nucleons multiplied by, and the product have the binding energy per nucleons of 8.5 million electron volt. This is the one of the daughter nuclei, plus another is also same mass number into same binding energy per nucleon. So this is the total binding energy of the products minus now binding energy of the reactant, the heavy nuclei which has the mass number 240, so it is 240 into, and binding energy per nucleon of the parent nuclei is 7.6 million electron volt. So on solving, we will have 2 into 120 into 8.5 minus 240 into 7.6, or it is equal to 240 into 8.5 minus 7.6, that is equal to 240 into 0.9, and on multiplying we will get 216 million electron volt. Another example is calculate the energy in fusion reaction, the fusion reaction in which lighter nuclei fuse to form a heavier nuclei, and the product will have the higher binding energy per nucleon. The reaction is hydrogen plus hydrogen gives another isotope hydrogen plus a neutron, where binding energy of hydrogen, that is the deuterium, is 2.23 million electron volt, and of the helium isotopes is 7.73 million electron volt. So energy released will be equal to binding energy of the products minus binding energy of reactants. Binding energy of the product will be more. Here product is this is helium. Binding energy of helium, that is 7.73 million electron volt. This neutron is the elementary particle, so its binding energy is 0, minus now the binding energy of the reactants. Binding energy of reactants is, they are the two same nuclei, so it will be 2 into 2.23. So we will have 7.73 minus 4.46, it is equal to 3.27 million electron volt.